The Senate is debating a bill that would give Congress the power to review any final nuclear deal negotiated with Iran, despite efforts by a handful of conservative Republicans who want to blow up this bipartisan compromise. And joining me now is Senator Bob Corker, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee and co-author of the compromise. Senator, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Andrea, always good to be with you. Thank you.
Now, as this Iran nuclear deal is being negotiated, and there's a deadline, we're told, of June 30th, though we don't know if that's a moving target, you've had to deal with your own conservatives, Republicans like Tom Cotton, the author of that 47 Senate letter to the Ayatollah, who tried to blow up this compromise. Now, do you have the votes now to pass this? You're going to need some Democratic support.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that Senator Cotton is trying to blow it up, but look, we've got 67 sponsors of this legislation. It came out of committee 19-0. We've been working on this since last July, and Andrea, I do believe that we're going to be successful in passing it out of committee. I think with a 90-plus vote, should we get to that up and down vote this week. So I still think we're going to be successful, and I think the American people, you and your listening audience, want Congress to be able to review any deal. They don't want the president to go directly to the UN Security Council. They want to put a stay on his ability to lift the sanctions that we put in place through Congress, and they want Congress to decide whether they think this is a good or bad thing. So it's a very common sense, as you mentioned, bipartisan piece of legislation, and I think it's going to become law.
And now, you didn't have much warning that he was going to go to the floor with some suggested amendments, though, last Thursday when he did it. What about some of his objections that Iran should stop doing what it's doing in the Strait of Hormuz, that Iran should stop supporting Bashar al-Assad in Syria, that Iran has been taking actions in Yemen and supporting the rebels there? Why do a nuclear deal with them while they are arguably misbehaving around the region?
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more that, look, Iran is a major exporter of terrorism in the region. I don't think there's anybody in the Senate that doesn't agree with that and believe that. And certainly some of the things they've done recently in the Strait shouldn't be done. So their human rights record is terrible. They're developing ballistic weapons. Some of the things that it appears we've agreed to at Fordo and Natanz and Iraq are things that concern folks, especially how are we going to get in and know that they're not developing a nuclear weapon in a covert way. So I share those concerns. The bill before us, though, Andrea, is not one that says grace over the qualitative aspects of what Iran is doing. It just puts Congress, which gave away its ability to weigh in through the national security waivers that were given to the president 4 times since 2010. What it does is bring us back into the equation to allow us to assess the very things that you're talking about right now that many of us do have concerns about.
There's a lot of reporting that Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and others in the Gulf who are so worried about Iran or adversaries of Iran are now demanding that the U.S. give them advanced weaponry that they might not otherwise have gotten to help them protect against Iran, but this could lead to weapons proliferation in the region. Would you support these kinds of weapons deals in order to get their support for a nuclear deal?
I certainly understand their great concerns, especially with Iran developing the ballistic capabilities that it has. And my guess is they're looking, not my guess, I know they're looking for reassurances from our government that we're going to be with them. They've been very concerned about that recently. And as to the specific types of weapons, obviously I would want to look at those specifically, but not only are they concerned about these conventional abilities to protect themselves, some of them, if they believe Iran is on a path to get a nuclear weapon, they're also going to want a nuclear weapon down the road. So there's no question there's a lot at stake here, and that's why the bill that's on the floor is so important, that on your behalf and others, the Senate and the House have the ability to see that this is transparent, that it's enforceable, that Iran will be accountable, and that we know that this deal is going to keep them from getting a nuclear weapon.
Senator Bob Corker, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Enjoy yourself out there. Thank you very much.